What is up, everybody, and welcome to our PMA LCS quarterfinals here. We have Popo's Pecking Order versus Ocean's E-Girls. As it were, I am General Dill, joined here by my good friend Fudgy Ditters.
And we're also joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the fleeing panda.
Oh,
Hello.
where'd this guy come from?
Oh.
There's this place over far across the seas. There's lots of bamboo there.
Hey Dylan, let's check out that pick ban. It looks like they're getting started on the blue side right now.
Alrighty.
For our teams, everyone, just let you know, we have
Yes.
StarCraft, Jaundice, Zawarudo, Jet Menkurtz, and Super Bomby Buru playing for the side of Popo's Pecking Order. And then on the red side, we have Akout, Sir Everett, Thunderbolt, Spook, and Siboy playing for OeG.
Alright, and getting right into it, we see Popo's Pecking Order banning out the Rakan first, followed by Lee Sin ban here for Ocean's E-Girls against Jaundice, and then a Misfortune ban from Popo's Pecking Order.
Yeah, Misfortune always been a pretty strong pick in the LCS, as has Sivir. Actually, they're just both very good team fight oriented AD carries. A Misfortune definitely having an advantage in this current kind of aggressive early game meta that we've been seeing evolve. And Zoe Ban kind of targeted it right at Greg Adler, Thunderbolt's mid laner for OEG.
The Thunderbolts of Legends.
Zoe been kind of one of those annoying champions everyone has to deal with in solo queue, and Greg happens to be one of those players that really gets used to it. And the Graves ban coming out, trying to take away some of Jaundice's stronger picks with the Lee Sin and Graves. And we're gonna see the first pick coming up here for Popo. Dylan, what would you like to see from Popo's pecking order? What kind of comp do you think they're gonna look for?
Um, I have no idea what they're gonna do with their captain subbing out today. Unfortunately, unable to make the match. I guess a Leona pick for Super Bomby Buru.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of starting out aggressive. I bet they're going to pick champions that kind of suit that play style that Jaundice has seen. They've seen Jaundice kind of play in the past, where he's been really high tempo and just kind of takes over the game.
I mean, this is gonna elicit a pretty immediate Morgana pick. Yeah, there it is. They are reading my mind. They are daring the Morgana pick out of OEG, and here it comes. Likely to be for your boy down in the bot lane, but also possibly on Thunderbolts. Probably a little wasted there on the early game aggression, though.
Yeah, that certainly wouldn't be good for the laning phase, as Morgana is probably the best hard counter to Leona, aside from Alistair.
It looks like OEG is going to keep their options open though, and just kind of pick the Jax, which could also go either top or jungle. A really versatile pick and pretty strong into a lot of the auto attacking junglers that are quite popular right now. You see Xin Zhao, you see things like Shyvana, Warwick, these sort of things that people play a lot are pretty hard countered by that counter strike, unless it goes through.
Yeah, likely in the jungle for Sir Everett's. I believe Akiyut has pulled it out maybe one time.
We might see Akiyud unleashed though. He says that he doesn't really like to play Orin that much, even though it's one of his signature champions. I would say this split. Uh, so we might see more of a fighter bruiser, but we're seeing the Trundle picked up for Popo, trying to just hedge against the tankier options that we picked up from OEG.
Yeah, definitely a strong pick. Particularly in the jungle, he can get aggressive early and use those pillars to block out escape paths and force early summoner spells from the opponents. But with a Jhin to back that up, that's going to be a pretty deadly all-in team there if they try to continue the 3v2 type of style down in the bot lane.
Absolutely, Jin's definitely one of the fastest champions on the Rift current patch. Due to kind of the Stormrazor interacting with his passive so well, and the addition of his build being kind of move speed oriented at this point, he becomes the fast without even having to build the fast. It's really impressive.
I mean, the
Can we see it
Stormrazor
in
gives attack speed.
Yeah,
Hello?
Go ahead.
Panda.
Oh, I was saying, now we see the Anivia pick here by Gerg7, currently called Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
The
pretty
bird is the
classic
word,
pick for Greg. Greg loves to play the bird.
which is going to be interesting because you got the Leona, the Jhin, the Trundle. So far, it's pretty all in. You're going to have to be able to get onto that Anivia. As we see Zed, Twitch, and now Fizz banned away, taking away a couple assassins here from Zawudo. Make sure that he cannot get on top of Anivia.
One of the things I'm already worried about for OEG is it looks like their mid lane is they're opening it up to counter picks pretty early on in the draft, and it's really tough to I would say get pressure as a Nivea for your jungler, which is something that I think Zawarudo might be able to do against Greg here to help out Jonas in the jungle and let him get even more ahead and take this game over in the early game. Nivea, of course, outscales most champions with the wave clear, but I don't know. We might see a more aggressive pick from Poco, maybe a Talon, maybe an Echo, something along those lines. But we're seeing Vayne from OEG.
Oh dear. Vein spotting, here we come.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, is that a top Vayne or is that a bot Vayne?
Probably a bot Vayne.
I think it could go either way. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Jax could go jungle and the Vayne could go top, and they might pick some sort of tanky ADC. But it'd be interesting. But I bet the Vayne's probably going bot lane.
In the words of Digital Love 69, Vayne lol what the fuck.
Pretty accurate. As we see the Ahri, yeah, the Ahri picked up really good early pushing champion and has a lot of pressure outside and around the lane, around level 6. So you're gonna see kind of that pressure and pick potential being exerted over the map as the Cho'Gath comes out from Popo. So one of StarCraft's signature picks he pulled out from the beginning of the split. It's been banned against them almost every game.
But OEG had the answer. They pull out the Yorick, very strong into tanks. Especially
Very
with that
strong.
percent health damage off the Maiden and his ability to sustain through his shovel smashing. Smash.
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 Alright, well, we had a chat say mystery skin to the caster who calls first blood. Cannot guess same person. Who gets first blood looking at these picks?
I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet StarCraft.
Cho'Gath getting the first blood in StarCraft?
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Akio's gonna lean into the split pushing, push in too far, get ganked, and StarCraft's gonna complete the kill.
Alright. How about you, General Dill?
I'm going to say the Trundle picks up the first blood here. He's going to go in for a great gank, troll them by laughing at them while leaving a kill, and then take it with the last hit.
I'm gonna go with the bot lane. I think the Leona picks up a kill level 2.
Level 2 kill onto the Vayne. It's
Yeah.
possible. I think the Vayne's gonna have a really rough time in the Jhin right now. Jhin's range advantage in that matchup is just so significant at this point.
Yeah, I like the bot lane for Popo right here. Even though they got the Morgana counter pick, I just think Vayne's gonna get shoved out. So
Yeah, a very tough matchup. I think if the Vayne can get rolling, she can get through that Cho'Gath and Trundle pretty well. And I think it looks like OEG's really kind of going for that split pushing composition with some elements of like counter engage. So Anivia trying to wave clear while Yorick is split pushing with the Maiden. Jax maybe split pushing a lane closer to the neutral objective. And they should be able to take down some of Popo's champions in the 1v1. Where Popo, on the other hand, is just going to try and catch him out on the rotation, I think. With the Leona, with the Trundle, the Jhin, the Ahri. They have so much CC. Every one of their champions has almost, I think, about 2 forms of real hard CC, or something close to it, hard and soft. It's just a lot of pressure coming out from Popo for the picks.
but couldn't OEG do the same thing as well with the Morgana? Jax jumping on top, Yorick's got a baby cage, Vayne with the tumble and condemn, and Anivia certainly has her little ice ball of stuns.
The Anivia Vayne combo. How many times do you think we'll see that this game? The wall condemn.
Yeah.
It's just Jesus.
I hadn't even thought of that.
That's pretty funny. It's true, but I feel like I personally I feel like the Leona and the Jhin offer so much in terms of hard engage. If OEG is able to survive the initial onslaught from them, I think they can end up on top. But I don't know how often we're gonna see the Morgana getting the pick is going to be ideal for OEG getting ahead. I think that's the way they get ahead and really push out this game.
Very good. All right, chat. Let us know what you guys are thinking in the chat below. Looks like we have, is an invade really that important? I don't know. Is an invade that important?
It's not necessarily important. It mostly tilts mentally, honestly. Sometimes it can result in like a little advantage in the lane, which can make it tougher early game, like a longsword or something. But I think Morgana's. I mean, obviously, I think OEG's level 1 invade is a little bit stronger due to the Morgana. The Morgana strength, and Jax also being able to start the counter strike. It just could lead to the early pick. I mean, who knows? We don't know the meme strats until we see the meme strats.
Until we see the memes.
Although, it is interesting to see Thunderbolt's able to finally get that Anivia after an entire season of bans on bans on bans when he did go mid lane in those few games.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see the Rakan ban over the Anivia in some ways in the first rotation of Popo's bans. And to also let the Anivia go for 3 picks and not pick it themselves or try and do some sort of thing to throw off Greg, because I think he's far better on Zoe and Anivia than he is on, I would say, most of their mid laners as a player. He just knows those champions inside and out. I mean, there's no comparison.
I don't know. I would say he's better on the Anivia than the Zoe. I'd have almost let the Zoe through in favor of banning away the Anivia, because the Anivia does stall games out so well, and that's actually one of the ways OeG wins this. They make sure that the Leona is not useful towards the late end of the game, and just keep stalling wave after wave after wave with Anivia. So,
stalling and splitting and getting that wave control.
So I would rather see them ban the Anivia than the Zoe. Although Zoe does scale so well early.
I'm just imagining the combo of Zoe and Morgana, and I don't want to face that. that would hurt my soul.
With a black shield on top of a Zoe as it jumps into your team.
Oh, black shield on top of Zoe, Sleepy Trouble Bubble, and Black Dark Binding side by side.
Yep.
How do you even dodge that? That's the widest skill shot of all time.
You don't.
You don't. You just get stunned or rooted or slept or whatever. And
You just get bitch slapped back to the fountain.
yeah, pretty much. It'd be a rough time. So I think maybe letting the Anivia through isn't that bad. But I do see maybe OEG's problem here could be their real lack of extremely hard engage beyond the pick potential from a Morgana Q or an Anivia Q. They don't really have that sort of hard the hard engage. I could maybe see as the Jax sleeping in with a counter strike, but even that's pretty unreliable against the team like that Popo's drafted. Whereas Popo has that Leona, and the Leona Trundle pillar is just such a hard engage. It's going to be tough to play against.
And Cho'Gath pop up along with Ari Charm. Like, I think if Jax jumps in, he's looking to just pretty much die.
Yeah, I think it's basically a suicide mission. But at the same time, if he can land a 2-3 person stun, or at least a 2-person stun on Jhin and Ari, I think that might give them a better chance inside the team fight. The other option for OeG is to really just kind of kite it out and use their CC, their longer range CC, to their advantage, and try and put take their backline out of the fight without actually having to kill them. Like, push the Jhin back with an Anivia Q or a Morgana binding, and then kind of burn through the front line with the Vayne and Anivia, and really try and do a pretty standard front to back without the damage from Popo really coming through.
Well, the real question everybody wants to know is, who do you think wins this game?
That is a very good question.
Personally, I'm going to go with Popo, just because I think their strategy is a little bit easier to execute. I also really, really like the Jhin pick, and I really, really don't like the Vayne pick. So, but that's just my own personal bias towards the two champions. So I think Popo can take it. If they get rolling, get ahead, and are able to kind of snowball that with the Leona engage.
As golf casters.
ASMR cast.
ASMR cast incoming. I hope you all enjoy. No, Trundle, I think, is going to be very important in this game. So I kind of see Popo moving around with your primary shot caller being the jungler. I kind of see that as being a plus, especially with the game being shifted towards like a very jungle heavy game, it seems like. So I think I'm going to go with Popo.
I think I'm gonna give my victory here to Thunderbolts. I think Anivia wins the game.
Alright, we'll see. That was my one consideration. That's the only thing I was thinking. I'm like that Anivia could win them the game. It's
They're
really
gonna try
strong.
to engage, and then the one person is gonna get black shielded, and Anivia's just gonna throw a wall down, and well, Popo's kind of screwed because only one person can jump over that wall, and it's Ari.
Yeah.
You could flash the wall, but no.
Hold up.
Leona can jump
Flash
over
the
walls.
wall.
All right, so every 5 minutes, only one. Every 5 minutes, everybody can get over the wall. But other than that,
I don't know. That sounds pretty OP to me. They could also, I mean, they have one teleport over the wall with the Cho'Gath.
Hey, this just in. Zorpox has subscribed with Twitch Prime. That is 12 months in a row.
Zorpox, you're my hero.
you are too dedicated to this.
Can Popo still throw without the bung? That is the real question here.
Oh, true. The king of throws.
The king of throws and the jungle. It's a darn shame we don't see him tonight.
I'm a bit sad he's missing out.
Yeah, think of the memes.
I heard he knows a secret OP.
The secret of... We'll do that for the next game. The next game. The intro to the next game. That'll be it. Alright, now let's take a look at the most important part of the game, the skin battle. Boys, it's 4-4.
Team Foreskin makes a comeback.
But
Team skin makes comeback. Both the supports lacking skins.
yeah, but that's sexy
Wow.
Trundle though. Oof.
Oof.
Ooh.
Dude,
But it's
that's just the washboard.
But it's a God Staff Jax. Means he has the power of God in anime.
God and Anna. Yeah, it's true.
All right, but Trundle though.
I know. It's hard to not look at that. I mean, you'd think the Vayne would actually have more defined abs. I'm gonna be honest with you. She tumbles a lot. She does a lot of acrobatics. On the rift.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think it'd be like a hard six pack, not just kind of whatever they Riot Games decided to draw there. It's really interesting. Alrighty.
So it's Bun Staff Jax. No, shut up, Bison.
Morgana's a moustache.
You heard it here first. We would lick mustard off of Morgana's mustache.
Mm-mm.
I know many a person who would do that.
Alrighty, are we all in game?
Yep.
I forgot I turned the
10,
volume up.
11, 12,
12, 13, yep.
14, 15.
I just keep pressing the plus button.
Good luck, have fun. Subs not approved. Oh, looks like we got a
Typical.
remake.
Yep.
Remake, please. Whoa, Murphy, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the great
Getting called
jungler
up by
bung
chat right
because of
now.
their throw. Yes, the great jungler bung is the cause of all of Popo's throws.
Next time, try to
Looks
leave
like-
We're
It looks like a pretty
Next
standard
time,
defensive start
try
from
to-
both teams.
Yeah.
And a standard pause.
And
Oof.
There's our pause for today.
You know what they
No
say.
reason why.
Is it PMA LCS until there's a pause?
Yeah, you're damn right.
So, who wants that play-by-play?
I don't care.
I like doing play-by-play. I usually get hyped
Alright.
naturally, so it's pretty natural. We'll
Let's
see if
do
it's
it.
boosted or not.
right.
I'll say they're using the ability, and that will be my casting.
Think I broke
So,
Whack.
Super Bomby Boo using the thing in the bush, and he's just gonna kind of do his dance around. All right, so no invades today. Unfortunate. Standard starts here. It looks like Trundle posturing around the red buff, gonna start there, and Jax with the blue buff.
Yeah, it looks like they just both gonna take their strong leash, which is pretty standard. Plenty of pinks on the map. Just to show that they
In
can.
case you guys didn't know, Popo has vision mid lane.
Yes. Indeed.
We're not seeing anything too interesting in the Masters either. It looks like generally standard stuff with the Hail of Blades being taken on Jin. Maybe the only exception, but I've seen that pretty frequently recently.
Yeah, it's seen a lot more recently than say Fleet Footwork, because those first 3 auto attacks, the attack speed bonus gives Jin massive damage. He just kind of shreds through with 3 autos and then gets that 4th shot critical strike / execute shot off for even more damage. So pretty devastating in terms of trades.
I think something interesting to note is Super Bomby Brew on the Leona actually took the W first, the shield. So they're not going to have that kind of bombastic level 2 that you'd expect out of a Leona Jin lane. It might actually have to wait till level 3.
Already taking a ton of damage here from Thunderbolts on a short trade-off with the stun and the icicle. Here we go, Akiyun in on top of StarCraft now.
Oh, StarCraft! StarCraft! Am I getting a mystery skin, StarCraft? No! So close.
Burns
I was
Akiyun's
so excited
flash.
for the mystery skin. Didn't burn Akiyun's flash for the gank, but it doesn't look like... Oh! First blood, baby! Let's go!
Yeah, Akiyun
Gimme.
underestimating
Bastard.
what kind of damage output Cho'Gath has. Trying to go in for a trade with his ghouls. Just taking way too much damage, flashing out, and then StarCraft hitting the rupture, getting a free flash in for the kill.
It looks like StarCraft might actually pay for it. Look at the positioning of Sir Everett's on the map right now. Sir Everett's might be able to sneak up on him. Oh, spotted
might
out by
have
the
been spotted.
Warden in the river. Oh, wow.
Maybe he
StarCraft's
did.
just taken a back.
I don't know
Sir
if he
Everett's
was
think-
spotted.
Now he's spotted for sure.
You can avoid that little sentinel from the Scuttle Crab if you hug the wall all the way around and you're not a 5-stack Cho'Gath.
Well, potentially StarCraft just wanted to kind of back off. Leona kind of going in there with the Zenith Blade, getting a lot of damage off from the Jin, the Black Shield coming out from Suboi. Vayne just
Flash auto.
not getting that last
Flash auto.
shot.
Flash auto! Yeah!
Oh, man, the kill, the Rose, the Zenith Blade in. Subboi's almost dead. Trundle diving the tower, level 3.
Trundle's gonna die. Executed.
Gets executed. Rich, we have your fails of the week.
Woo! Alright, Jaundice. Good sub.
Goodness. What a perfect supplement.
Pobo wants a
Yes.
redo.
Oh man,
That was pretty good.
that was
A little bit of green.
Yeah,
Overestimating the
little mean tactic.
tankiness. You know, it happens to the best of us. It happens to the worst. It happens to everybody. I can't. Zaruto running a little low on mana in the mid lane. Just trying to get the farm. Out farming the Greg Adler on Thunderbolts.
Well, that's not very hard. Thunderbolts is terrible at mid lane.
oof. Is
Was
that why he went
BM
down to
approved
support?
for this match?
So, a very nice start here for Popo's pecking order, winning all across the map. Jaundice here in the top
Oh,
lane.
Jaundice. Akiyut doesn't have his flash. The pillar coming out, blocking Akiyut off. Akiyut can't do too much, but they're just in tower range. Taken pretty low, but StarCraft actually getting taken lower by the tower. It looks like it almost spelled disaster for StarCraft. It's pretty close. Black Shield. Oof.
It seems
That's a tilt.
Popo's pecking order forgot to eat their Wheaties this morning, so they gotta fill up on tower shots while they're at it.
Yeah. StarCraft just uses Q. He doesn't
He's
have any
dead.
cooldowns. He's in the middle of it. StarCraft silencing, autoing, dead.
The ghouls finishing it off before StarCraft can get that feast. A little bit lucky for Aki. Unfortunate for StarCraft. Not going for the feast, just trying to hold it for a guaranteed eat instead of just going for that burst.
You know, it's a pretty tough call there too. I think maybe you'd rather have the cooldown. Just to use it on minions, gain the extra health and scale into the enemy team. You could make an argument for that. You could make an argument that the burst might have killed him. Who knows? Then we didn't see the ult.
We do see a little bit of an experience lead here for Jax. Server, it's pulling ahead of Jaundice, who's gonna take it really low from these deadly chicken camp.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's just been Jonas has been so active in the early game, but just active in kind of the wrong places at the wrong time. He went bot lane and died to the tower, and then went top lane and wasn't able to really secure the kill due to a well-positioned circle of bones or whatever that is from Yorick. So
Dark Procession.
Dark Procession. He just hasn't seen a lot of success in his ganks, and so he's falling behind in the farm when Jax is just kind of power farming as hard as he possibly can.
Yeah, Jax sitting on that blue smite, able to have the little bit more dueling power than the two longsword Trundle here. Probably going for an aggressive warrior enchant, or the Tiamat early.
Yeah, and in addition, you know, all of Trundle's damage is auto attacks, and Jax just likes auto attackers. He likes to say, "Hey, come right at me," you know. Sure, you can pillar me. I'm just gonna counter strike you. It's not a big deal. So it's really tough for Jaundice to really find purchase in the jungle, which is why he's probably going for these lanes more. The Zenith Blade just barely missing from Super Bond.
A little late on the Zenith Blade, getting condemned away, as now here comes the curtain call.
Oh,
snipe!
shot, baby!
Huge damage out of Sir Evers on the Jaundice, but who's gonna win this duel? Jaundice
Oh wow!
with the subjugate.
The ultimate coming down for Super Bond Bird. Super Bond Bird taking the kill, tanking the tower, and getting out clean. A 3-man gank bot and a kill in the jungle. That's a huge swing for Popo's pecking order.
And Sir Evers had a pretty large lead in health on the Jaundice and just over chasing instead of dropping back to the blue buff and looking for support. The subjugate turns it around heavily with a little bit of life coming back for Jaundice, along with the resistance shred off of Sir Everett.
Oh, the charm lands from Zarudo. Zarudo using all of his
See
abilities,
ya,
ulting in. Dead spook. Goodbye.
And both summoner spells down for Vayne. 0-3 now, not looking in a good position to go into this mid game.
Yeah, and you know, when you come out against an aggressive bot lane like Jin and Leona, that far behind, Jin scales real hard right now. It's gonna be
Leona's
tough.
gonna die here.
Leona's getting a little aggressive, but Zarudo's there to back him.
Ooh,
Leona
flash into the wall.
does not care. Bobby Brewer is just like a man of steel here. Exhaust Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts trying to take him down, but not enough damage. Jaundice coming in from the side, but almost getting caught by 3, but a couple of good wards from Popo's pecking orders. That allows them to sniff it out, and they're able to back it away.
Good support from Suboy and Sir Everett's in for Thunderbolts. Anyone else see a visual bug around Jax where it looks like he's permanently counter-striking?
Yes, he is permanently counter-striking.
Thank you, Riot.
Riot spectate.
God staff for the win.
God stab. It looks like Popo's pecking order is really trying to group his 5 and just kind of push down this mid tower, but that leaves a Cout and the Vayne to farm these sideways. We'll see how Popo responds to that. It looks like they're sending 3 towards this dragon, perhaps to catch out Spooked.
Guy Fieri, isn't that the ult animation? No, it is in fact the Counter-Strike animation. If you look when he pops Counter-Strikes, it doubles it up and it looks really funny. The ult animation is a little bit less easy to see. It's just some things circling around him tighter in towards the body.
Jeez, Black Shield just lasts forever. There's nothing to say there.
It's like 5 5 or 6 seconds or something.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's ridiculous. Alright, let's take a look at another important part of this game. Let's look at those CS differentials. In the top lane, we're seeing about 6 CS, 7 CS for Yorick, 3 CS in the jungle now for the Jax, almost 16, 17 CS for Anivia, and a huge lead in the bottom lane, 22 CS for Jhin.
On
So
top
just
of
kinda-
2 kills there too.
Yeah, on top of, well, 6 in 1, you know, with first tower gone and an air drop. It's pretty ridiculous. The Cal kind of pushing up too far. The ultimate coming down from Leona just getting taken down by Jaundice. Too much strength from the CC.
Subjugate is so strong in the early game, just shredding resistances and trading health back into you from the enemy.
Yeah, there's nothing he could really do there.
I mean, he could get an Executioner's Calling, but I don't know if that helps entirely.
I don't think that's very good when you're rushing Triforce. He needs that Triforce to the damage. Gemman hurts. Just playing up, knows his strength.
No fear, Stormrazor to a recurve bow plus Vamp Scepter here. Huge advantage in damage.
It's kind of an old-fashioned build from Vayne. I'm not even sure if they still built that.
Got that.
That was Popo's pecking order. They landed the
Okay.
smite and Cerebus jumped in. Jaundice, I'm not even gonna comment because Jaundice, that was expected from Jaundice. Couldn't let that happen.
It just didn't show who slayed. It just didn't show who killed it. So I was curious who got that. I couldn't tell offhand.
Gold proc. I saw the gold proc. That's all that's how I knew. But, we're looking at some slower pushing lanes yet again.
Well, now with this early game 3k gold lead here and the Rift Herald, Popo's begging order can look to break open probably mid lane here and push Thunderbolts back a little bit, get him on the back foot, some place Anivia doesn't want to be. Anivia just wants to sit up forward in that lane farming, shoving the wave out, but forced back under a tier 2 tower is going to give huge map control over.
There are 3 members of OeG near the mid lane. They could possibly respond, but probably not in time for this. Ooh! Big Rift Herald to take down that tower.
And if they can get the second tower even too, that's huge disadvantage to Anivia. They're looking to stall it out, prevent that.
It could get close, but it looks like they might get flanked here. Oh, but Jaundice finds Cerebrus in the jungle. Cerebrus getting the stun off, getting the black shield, jump leaf striking out of there. Hop skip jumping out of there. That's what it is.
Jax finally stopped counter-striking after all these years.
Yeah.
He got tired.
The bug ended.
Oh, charmed up here. And
Turned up to see boy. Oh, missing the bind. Sawaruda just casually taking that kill. Oh, dash in from Super Bomby Brew. No W up. Looks like Cerebrus doing a lot of damage. Leaf striking, flashing away, but they can't get away from the Super Bomby
huge
Brew.
ultimate.
Jaundice going in. Almost having an attack Super Bomby Brew, taking too many tower shots. They decide to leave them behind and just walk out of that one with the 2 kills.
Just a huge solar flare from Super Bomby Buru securing those kills. Now StarCraft is in trouble.
StarCraft's running away. Those little minions there, they're very tenacious. Very tenacious. Ooh, it just barely gets away. Out though, gonna take advantage of his position? No. He's gonna take a disadvantage of his position and get stunned up and absolutely massacre by Popo's pecking order.
Although something we forgot to think about here in the Yorick versus Cho'Gath lane is while Yorick has a lot of potential to all-in fight with the percent health damage coming off of the maiden bonus, Cho'Gath can just eat the maiden.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cho'Gath don't care.
So maybe taking a little bit of that power away from the ultimate, but it would trade ultimate for ultimate and leave you in the straight up standard ability battle.
Yeah, it looks like OeG's kind of trying to feel their way into this jungle to see if they can find a pick, but Popo's really not giving them an inch at all. No, they're gonna back away. Maybe just back off and go buy some things right before this Power Drink comes. Is this a Power Drink? I'm sorry. Yeah, it is.
Woo, more Cloud
The
Drake.
best Drake in the game.
That's straight.
Unarguably.
Highest win rate.
If only somebody was running Predator.
If only. I'd like to see the Anivia Predator.
Speedy Bird.
Runs in wall.
Alright, Predator and Nivea top coming to a semifinals near you.
That's all I like to do.
Hey, does a Nivea wall stop Herald from hitting turret? If you time it perfectly, yes. Otherwise, the Herald should just run through the wall, light pulse. 94. But if you time it perfectly, unstoppable dashes can be interrupted by terrain creation, but they have to be timed exactly on top of them. So fun fact, Trundle Pillar can stop a Malphite ult. Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah, looks like Popo's Pet Motor is just taking complete control of this game. It's on them to throw, and on I would say on OeG to try and get these picks like the Super Bomby Brew, but it's not even a pick. As Starcraft comes in from the side, dashing in, trying to root, stun, and get the ultimate off. The stun comes down, and Leona goes down as well into the Morgana. 1-for-1 currently. Sir Everett goes down in a 3v1. Account on the top side gets rooted by the Jhin, and good night, sir. Jaundice takes him out. 3 kills, and that probably leads to an inhibitor.
Yeah, trading only the support Leona for all those kills, a huge power play for Popo to expand their lead on. Shaboy caught out, not black shielding himself, is just going to get stunned up and bursted out, allowing the initiated fight to happen while Sir Everts was a little bit too far off in the wrong direction. He got collapsed on shortly thereafter, but they did try to turn it back. Unfortunately, unable to get anything done. Spooked forced out of the fight early from like 2 Jhin autos.
It hurts. Oh, Jaundice kind of getting caught out by Spook. Spook doing a lot of damage for his build. Not able to get past the pillar. Jaundice smiting, walking away. It's a close one.
Yeah, very close game here. OeG only 7k down. Definitely in this. Because Popo will throw for sure around Baron, perhaps. This is exactly where Popo wants to be. All of their carries and even their tanks have the kills spread out evenly between them. So lots of damage, lots of tankiness. Just really nothing OeG can do at this point. The Cho'Gath has the Righteous Glory plus the Trundle Pillar to engage with, and you can't run from it at this point.
I think the best that OeG can hope for right now is a good old-fashioned Anivia stall, like we were talking about in the early game. And that's kind of their plan. If they fall behind, they should be able to use the Yorick to get some pressure and some sideways, unless he is the Jaundice right here. Oh my god, that was a huge Triforce drop.
Actually, that's some huge damage back.
But enough.
Oh, never mind.
It's like they both just got bursted down by Zawarudo
Found
on
Ari.
top of the 2 tanks. So much CC. Super Guru landing the ultimate onto Spook. Spook going down to Zaruda. Zaruda looking for it. Trying to get the penta-kill unofficially here. Thunderbolt's gonna go down into the egg form. Gemman Kurt's dealing lots of damage, getting that force shot off. Oh! Gemman Kurt's dealing the unofficial penta-kill.
Yeah, and this will probably be an inhib at least.
At least this could be game. It's 30 seconds on the Anivia, which is their main wave clear, really. It's going to be tough for them to be able to do a lot here.
I think the health bars are too low to go for it.
Health bars might be a little low, yeah. Unless the Yorick just goes in and kind of dies. This could be the play. Oh, almost getting that kill back, but a well-timed flash from Jaundice gets him out of there.
Just a massive early game out of Popo's pecking order. I mean, OeG almost looks like they came in unprepared for this and fell into every single trap.
It's tough. They're making plays across the map. They're having trouble in their 1v1s, so it's going to be hard for their jungle to make a lot of those plays. You know, they didn't really pick for that that early game comp like Popo did. So it's definitely going to be tough to see them coming out of the early game with a lead. It just didn't. You just didn't expect it to be this heavy into Popo at this point.
Yeah, and you can just hear Thunderbolt saying, "Please report my team for feeding. I'm 0-1-1 ahead in farm. How is my laner so strong?"
7 kills will do that to you. Turns out. It's just really surprising. There's huge amounts of kill participation from the whole side of Popo's pecking order too. It looks like, you know, they're averaging about 10 kill participation, I would say, per member, maybe 11 or 12. It's
Here
really
comes
close.
the cheese bush.
Which has...
OeG has vision on Baron, the control ward from Popo's pecking order, not picking that up in the back corner of the pit, and Leona's sweeper just barely missing it. So OeG, no need to
They have
face
no
check,
idea
and
that-
now
they
they
have
know.
no idea.
There they go, there it is.
Found the visions. Popo's pecking order has to respond right away to try and stop this Baron, because if they get this Baron, OeG can't ult those waves away anymore. This has to be a clutch steal.
Here we go, here comes the fight. Baron at 3.5k health, 3,000 health now.
Jump in, smite! Oh, Jin takes the Baron. Sir Everett goes down. Wow, that was a close one.
Baron smited down to 149 in the Jin auto attack, picking that up in the end, securing it for Popo's pecking order. I don't know who smited, but it got pretty close.
It got really close there to going one way or the other. Luckily, the Jin was able to pick
I don't
that
think
up.
anybody smited. I think that was a Cho'Gath feast.
Oh, was it? Could
Because
have been.
both smites aren't on cooldown
Yeah,
right now.
feast's on cooldown. You're right.
Oh. We'll report StarCraft for not knowing how to feast.
Yeah, StarCraft Infinite.
Influence.
Worst
It-
Shogat
I
in
mean-
the league confirmed.
Let's be honest. He has the lowest skill participation on his team. Pretty weak sauce, if you ask me.
Alright, here comes the Baron empowered push, so just gonna take everything Popo's pecking order will to try to close this one out. 14k gold up at the 23-minute mark as the pillar interrupts the Anivia ultimate.
StarCraft getting engaged on here by Kyle. Just kind of walking away. John is getting taken really low, having to pop the ultimate on the Anivia. Almost getting taken down to turret shots. Spook going in, trying to get the kill, but gets stunned out by Super Bomby Brew. The charm not landing, but the Cho'Gath coming in, feasting down. Sir Everett, and Spook goes down as well as the Jin. Zenith Blade coming out from Super Bomby Brew, trying to get the Savoy rather, to secure the game, as Savoy goes down as well as Super Bomby Brew, and down goes Yorick to the charm, and that's GG for Popo's pecking order.
No, Thunderbolts has got this. Popo's gonna throw
Thunderbolts
right here.
1v4.
Popo can still throw.
Popo can still throw. Zaruto landing the charm. Landing that. Oh,
Missing.
man. Orbit deception.
Dude, what the hell
So-
is Deadly Flourish's
Yeah.
hitbox? Can somebody tell me this?
It is big.
He completely missed.
So this is what Popo's pecking order can do with a good jungler.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, see, the problem was they had a great jungler, and they only needed a good jungler to win.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that Jaundic's one death was actually at the beginning of the game to the turret.
I love you, Sean. I'm just memeing you.
Oh my, and there you have it. Popo's pecking order taking game 1 off of OeG in our best of 3 quarterfinals here for PMA LCS Season 4. Oh, we've been around a while now.
Is it really season 4?
Season 4.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Big numbers.
Where's has
Big
the
win.
time gone? Oh, BTSM fan in the chat, lol. I actually told my team if they were ready to have an actually good jungler. StarCraft said no. Alright then.
That was a fast game 1, and I guess we'll get back to you with game
MVP
number.
voting, though. Who do you
Oh,
think
I
was
thought
Let's go
MVP.
over,
Are we doing MVP of the series or MVP of individual games?
Ah, screw it.
I
Let's do
think
individual
series.
games. Oh, we're divided. Dylan,
Huh.
good choice.
Decide.
It's a lot of work to do it for every game, so let's just do a series MVP.
Series
Hey.
MVP it is. Lamau.
Halo Mount. Anyways,
Whatever takes
you
the
want to look
least
at some stats?
Oh
real
yeah, let's
quick.
take a look.
In-game
Jin's
stats.
damage.
Hold on,
I'm
we
not
all-
even gonna look yet.
We just have to look at damage to champions. It's the
I'm
only
gonna guess
stat that
pretty big.
counts.
Big
MVP is Jin.
MVP is Jin.
Ha! Congratulations, Jin. Jabberman Kurtz.
It's pretty expected though. Jin coming into the bully lane, dealing a lot of damage, smashing pretty much Spook mostly because of the short range on the Vayne versus the Jin. It was just a really rough matchup for them, and that let the Jin deal all the damages in the mid to late too. So
Yeah, especially with all that additional lockdown from Leona, just keeping the Vayne in place and not letting her move around and get away and be mobile like she wants to.
yeah, it's hard to outplay when you're rooted, stunned, and then stunned again. So
And
it's
then
really
rooted
tough.
some more.
And then rooted
Yes.
some more, and yeah, it's
Then
hard
you gotta
to
dodge ults, you know, and
Yeah. It's
anyways.
tough. But
I think we're gonna take a slight break while we get set for game number 2. So yeah, stick around. Did we cut the VOD?
All right.